On July 20th, 1969, between 600 and 650 million people around the world watched on live television as astronauts stepped foot on the moon for the very first time. It was one of the most awe-inspiring and unforgettable moments in human history. Or, so I'm told. I wasn't born yet. But my parents and other people in my life talk about witnessing this event and recognizing what a triumph it was in technology and human achievement. If I had to think of a moment in my own life that was somewhat comparable, I'd say it was January 9th, 2007 at the Macworld Conference and Expo. I don't know if you were around or not, but I remember sitting at home watching the event live on my family's home computer. It was at this event where Steve Jobs introduced Apple's latest product, something that I found to be just as awe-inspiring and unforgettable as a moon landing.
Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
On that day, we witnessed the birth of a product that was unlike anything seen before in the cell phone market. The iPhone combined a phone, an iPod, that's a thing that used to play music if you didn't know, and an internet communication device into one sleek and seamless package. The idea that you could browse the internet on the same device that you made calls from was just mind-blowing to me, because until that point, the only way to be online was to go sit down in front of a computer and log on. The phone that I was using at that time looked like this. The Nokia 3310. There was no GPS or data package on this. Its primary function was just to make calls. You could send text messages, but it was such a pain because you had to tap the numbers like 3 to 4 times to get the character that you wanted. It was just easier to call. Oh, but it did have a really cool game called Snake. Now, there were other smartphones before the iPhone, like the BlackBerry with a full physical keyboard and the Palm Trio with a larger screen, but Apple's innovative touchscreen interface and intuitive user experience completely set new standards for smartphones. Soon, Google introduced their Android operating system, which led to a surge in new devices and competition. Then Google and Apple started allowing developers to create apps for their systems that enriched smartphone capabilities. There was an app for everything. Mobile data networks got faster and faster with 3G, 4G, and 5G, and now we have voice-activated smart assistants like Siri and Google and Alexa providing hands-free control and a more personalized experience. The evolution of smartphones continues today with ongoing developments in camera technology, augmented reality, and artificial intelligence. The possibilities seem endless. Smartphones have pretty much become an indispensable part of modern life. They can help us access information and monitor our health and make purchases, translate other languages, and connect us with others around the world. But not everything that's come into the world through smartphones is positive. There's growing evidence that too much smartphone usage can have negative effects on our mental health. We're finding that heavy smartphone use, particularly in social media engagement, increases levels of anxiety and depression and feelings of loneliness. Being constantly connected virtually is reducing face-to-face interactions and genuine social connections, which are crucial for our mental well-being. Cyberbullying is becoming more and more common. Drivers are becoming more and more distracted. Our sleep is getting worse because the blue light emitted from these devices is interfering with our melatonin production. And as I can personally attest, we're seeing a staggering increase in online fraud and identity theft. The more time we spend online, the more information we put out there, the more at risk we are to fall for scams. A smartphone gives you access to the world, but it can also give the world access to you. So if your parents or the people in your community have been hesitant to let you own a smartphone, it's not because they're weird or old-fashioned. It's probably because they just really care about you, and they want you to be ready to face the threats that come from being online. Imagine your smartphone as a double-edged sword, a mythical blade with 2 sharp sides that can cut in both directions. On one edge, smartphones offer a bunch of advantages, but on the flip side, smartphones can get you into trouble. In essence, a double-edged sword symbolizes something with both positive and negative aspects. As you venture into the digital realm, you need to be armed. So, ask yourself this: are you dedicated to harnessing your phone's power for good, making informed choices and shielding yourself from potential dangers in the digital world? Or will you allow your phone to harm you by succumbing to distractions, overuse, and negative influences? If you pick the first option, then this course is for you, and I'm glad you're here. So with that, let's begin, and I'll see you in the next lesson.